Hello guys, finally we've started to get used to the Land Cruiser LC300, which is the new generation of the Land Cruiser that has come with a lot of revolutionary changes in the dimensions, in the interior setup, the technology. Of course, Toyota do like to preserve the identity in terms of getting things that are reliable, that work because of the Kaizen principle. Sorry for the wind noise, by the way. But we've seen some things that they have done in the new Land Cruiser which are actually impressive. First of all, it's the design. You can see the way the car looks. I'm sure you've already seen this car a lot of times on the road. They've become pretty common nowadays. But I'll just go ahead and say some notable things about the car. The headlights, which are now improved, they are sleeker, slimmer and smaller. We can just give it a comparison with this other LC200 that is next to us right here. You can see the size of the headlight, and now you can compare to this LC300 headlight, which has the LED lamps, and then we have the other headlights that is on the top. Then the massive grille that runs on the front, it's bigger than the previous one. Then something else is the fog lamp, which is tiny. Now this can be a controversial topic. I actually do think that fog lamps are not really necessary in any vehicle, because the only time you can use your fog lamps is in fog. But think of it, in Kenya, for instance, places where we have fog is in this road, naitwaje, Ibarabara kwenda Kinangop. Yes, that road usually unapatanga most of the time, even during the day, there's a lot of fog. And the funny thing is that people don't even use their fog lamps. They use their full lamps, because the kind of fog that you get on this road will actually blur you to up to maybe 5 meters. So it will make sense for you to actually use the full lamps instead of only the fog lamps. Now moving on to the rear side, we can see the tail lights also improved. I like this design, by the way. It's a bit sleeker, eco-boxy. What is controversial and also something that people might not be liking about this car is the back side, the way in a car. It's a bit flat. It looks like a Pro Box, in my opinion. I don't really like it. On to the tires. This can be optioned from all the way from, is it 19 inches? From 19 all the way to 22 inches. But if you are planning to go off-road with this car, it will make sense for you to get a better profile. That will be ideally a 19 or a 20 inch or a 19 inch wheel. Top, you can see the roof rail, which I can use to grab myself when I hold myself up here, and it's firm. I think it's metallic, so there's no complaints about that. You can see the frame of the body, and then under there you can see the spare wheel of this car. Now coming on to the interior, the only complaint I have about this interior is the materials that have been used. I'd expect this being a flagship car, even though it's not meant for extreme opulence. We have cars like a Lexus. This Lexus right here has better quality materials than this car. One is the dashboard. This is some very cheap plastic. Even on the door panels, like, I literally see it's plastic. They're not even hiding it. You know, some cars do fake leather. In some other German cars, they do fake leather that will look like actual leather unless you're very keen to notice. But this is literally plastic. Even when I shake it, look at this. I think that's something they could have done better. And then the second thing is the wooden trims on the door panels and on the center console. They do look like wood, but it's not actually wood. It's just a wrap done on some plastic. Also on the other side, you can see the same being done. The only leather that I can see in here is on the seats. The seats are in leather and they're ventilated, which is nice. So that means they're also heated and cooled. You can control with the buttons over there. And the leather is on the glove box, perhaps, which has a nice opening. And inside here we have a manual, the owner's manual for the Land Cruiser station wagon. What? Station wagon? When I thought this is supposed to be an SUV. Looking up, we have a sunroof, but it's still the small sunroof, the usual sunroof in Toyotas, which you have to open the visor manually, and then the sunroof is only for the front passengers. So there they have preserved their own stuff, no change in that. Before we turn on the car, let's go to the rear side and take a look at it as well. The rear side, we can see this bucket is destroying the quality of my video. So back here we have a leather seats, beige leather seats. They are ventilated, and then one nice thing is the 4-zone climate control. So the rear seat passengers can also control their climate from here. In the same spirit of the interior, take a look at this. It seems like this is a split tailgate, right? Like you can see that line going over there. But when you press the button to open the tailgate, unapata ni moja. So hakuna split tailgate anymore. It's gone. And back here we have the option of a 7-seater configuration, and we can see there vile size iko chini, but you can decide to raise or lower the 7 seats. Some of them are powered and some of them are just manually raisable. Like this one is a manually raisable seat, so because it's not the best option or the trim level of the LCs you can find. Keeping the video short, let me summarize and finish off by showing you how the car is when it's on. So the start button is there, and then there goes the sound of the V6. So gone is the V8, which was known as a reliable power horse. So gone is the V8, which was known as a very reliable power horse. Now we have a V6, which is turbocharged, and we are about to know about the reliability that this car will give you with that V6, because it's not been there for a long time, so we can't really judge it, but we're about to find out.